Good morning, everyone. Well, we're dealing with rain and snow in southern Wisconsin early this morning, and the activity is eventually going to spread into the central part of the state as well. So let's walk you through the day and show you what to expect starting at 8 a.m. this morning. And let's track that rain-snow line. So it looks like the rain-snow line, 8 a.m. this morning in the southeastern part of Dane County. So probably on the snow side in Madison, Platteville, Beaver Dam areas to the northwest, that rain-snow line right over Sheboygan. But south and east of there, much more likely that it's going to be rain, particularly Milwaukee, Racine, Kenosha. If temperatures are in the upper 30s, very likely it's going to be rain. Probably a combination of rain and snow with temperatures in the mid 30s, but with temperatures in the low 30s, definitely more likely to be snow. And notice there are some darker shades showing up here, some shades of orange in the rain, some shades of dark blue showing up, so some pockets of heavy snow, some pockets of heavy rain across southern Wisconsin. So what that means, even though temperatures in most places, yes, above freezing, so a lot of wet roads rather than snowy roads, reduced visibility, even if you're in the rain, because there are going to be some pockets of heavy rain in the southeastern part of the state. So absolutely a good morning to give yourself a few extra minutes to get to work or school. And notice not a whole lot going on north of Baraboo, Portage, and Beaver Dam, but look what happens when we jump to 11 a.m. Look how the activity starts to spread more to the north. And look at the rain-snow line. It's creeping a little bit farther to the south and east now, right over Milwaukee, Lake Geneva, but probably still in the rain, Racine and Kenosha. But notice still some dark shades of blue, particularly in the central part of the area. Still possibility of some heavy snow coming down. Again, a combination of light, moderate snow with pockets of heavy snow, mostly light to moderate snow with pockets of heavy snow. Again, there'll be some melting going on. This could be a wet, slushy snow, but it's the visibilities that are particularly what we're looking out for, why the winter weather advisory is in place for some locations for the reduced visibility. Now, as far as the most widespread activity, I mean, we are still covered in it. It's probably going to be early this afternoon. Notice how it fills in up to the north and west, too, eventually, as this low slowly works over us. Notice how the rain-snow line has slid a little bit farther to the south and east. But I've got to mention, though I like this model as far as the timing goes and where it's showing the position of the precipitation, what I do think it's mixing out on is our temperatures are probably going to rise again in the afternoon. And again, it is worth noting that when temperatures are in the upper 30s, see like La Crosse and Toma, when temperatures in the upper 30s, there definitely is going to be some rain mixing in. And that'll cut in on snow total. So while it looks like all snow for everyone, and I do think that it will mostly be snow early afternoon, if temperatures are the upper 30s in particular, a little bit of rain mixing in. And still, though mostly light to moderate snow, still some dark shades of blue, still some pockets of heavy snow at 2 o'clock. But after 2 o'clock is when things are going to be gradually improving. So let's jump ahead and talk about the homebound commute now. 5 o'clock, at this point, we're talking about scattered snow and yes, rain showers. Look how temperatures are in the upper 30s in even more locations now. So it could be rain or snow coming down. You know, the model is just showing snow here, and I think there could still be some pockets of rain. But notice the gaps. We're not talking about the widespread activity. There are breaks. Some will be dry, it looks like, for the homebound commute. Also, breezy for most of the day, but I do think the winds are going to peak in the late afternoon. It'll be windy. Gusts around 30 miles per hour, so feeling about 10 degrees cooler than what these temperatures are indicating. By the time we get to 8 o'clock, there's still some temperatures in the upper 30s, particularly around the Racine-Kenosha area. I think that could still be a rain-snow mix. But I really think it's going to be isolated activity at this point. Probably the best chance around Racine and Kenosha, but even more gaps than at 5 o'clock, I think. And then by the time we get to 10 o'clock, temperatures coming down again, and I do think it'll probably be all snow at this point, but at this point we're just talking about spotty flurries. Now, at 10 o'clock in the evening, I do think there could be a flurry anywhere in southern or central Wisconsin. But as we go through the rest of the evening and the overnight hours, what we're going to see is the cloud cover breaking up and the flurries coming to an end from west to east. So we're skipping a whole bunch of time all the way to 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. And I think for a lot of folks, already done with the flurries for the morning commute. But in the eastern third of the area, maybe Beaver Dam, Lake Geneva, Racine, Kenosha, Milwaukee, I'm going to keep the chance for some spotty flurries going through the morning commute, but I do think by 9 a.m., look how the cloud cover breaks up even more, chance of flurries going away. The rest of Friday is looking dry. Temperatures early tomorrow morning, look at the range, mid-teens to the north and west, but upper 20s to the south and east. Regardless, breezy for everyone tomorrow morning, not as windy as this afternoon, but gusts around 20 miles per hour. So that means take about 5 degrees off these temperatures, and that's what it's going to be feeling like. Okay, won't keep you waiting any longer. How much snow are we talking about? Now let's start with the smallest totals, and that actually looks to be in the northwestern part of the area. La Crosse, Toma, Winona, we're talking about a 1/4 inch or less. And then with all the rain around Racine and Kenosha, 1/2 inch of snow or less. Now for Lake Geneva and Milwaukee, looks like about 1 inch. Oshkosh, Sheboygan, 2.5 inches. But the sweet spot looks like Baraboo, Portage, Beaver Dam, Madison, Janesville, Platteville, where we're most likely to get in with some pockets of heavy snow. We're talking about 3 to possibly as much as 5 inches. I think totals 3 to 4 inches are going to be more common. I'm not going to rule out a 5-inch total. I do think if I had to pick the most likely spot for 5 inches of snow, I would say in and around the Platteville area. And remember, this is going to be a wet, slushy snow because those temperatures mainly staying above freezing. Finally, let's talk about Friday afternoon. Normal temperatures for this time of year, upper 20s, low 30s. Again, especially around the Racine, Kenosha area, starting out with mostly cloudy skies, but eventually everybody's going to have sunny skies. By the time we get into the afternoon, it may take till the late afternoon in the southeastern part of the area. And in the afternoon, there's not going to be a wind chill factor, just a light breeze, gusts 10 to 15 miles per hour.